Hey guys, it's GameFacer and welcome back to episode 5 of my Leeds United career mode. Now in today's episode we're going to be finishing off the summer transfer window, trying to sign a replacement for Murphy who we sold in the last episode, and we are going to be basically looking at the 4 players, or 5 players if you include Matty James as well, that I've been trying to sign to try and replace Low Murphy. So before we get into things, if we could go ahead and hit 35 likes on this video, that'd be really appreciated. Also, if you haven't already, please go ahead and hit the subscribe button as well. That'd be absolutely fantastic. And yeah, I would really appreciate it if you could go ahead and do that. But basically, from the comments below of the previous video, I had people saying I should buy each of them, to be honest. I had different people saying I should buy different players. There was not really a conclusive answer. So I'm going to have to decide myself which one I'm going to sign. And even though Dan Gosling and Tom Carroll are both 72 overall, their actual in-game stats combined aren't as good as both Daniel Johnson and Corey Smith, which doesn't really make sense, but it's a fact. I know obviously Tom Carroll's short passing, I think it's 83, so he's pretty good at passing, but I'm not going to go for either of those 2 Premier League players. We are actually going to leave both of them. I don't really want to pay their larger wages. I mean, I'm going to go with Corey Smith. There was one that was suggested. He's quite fast. He's not as fast as Daniel Johnson, but he's quite fast, and he will be quite a good player, hopefully, in game. That is what I'm after, so I'm going to go with Corey Smith. Not really heard of him before, but I'm interested to see what he's like. I think he fits more with like the Leeds sort of style and Leeds ambition kind of thing, if you get what I mean. Rather than just signing loads of kind of like Premier League squad rotational players, I'm going to try and get some Championship players in as well. So we'll try and get in Corey Smith. We've accepted the contract offer and all that sort of thing. He's now joined us, and that means we will be able to get him in the squad for the next match. I think he should be 69 overall, but we'll have to wait and see. He is 69 overall. Good stamina as well. Didn't know that, actually. That is very good for us. The stamina will help us certainly with the Championship games, the amount that you have to play. So it's very good that we've got him in. Very happy with that one, actually. I'll be interested to see how he gets on in the first match that he plays. But we won't, I don't think, be signing any other players, I don't think, over the next few days. We'll have to wait and see. And we will offer some new players, new contracts. Now we've got a little bit of leftover wage, so we'll take a look at some of them now. Okay, so it was suggested in, I think it was the previous episode, it might have been the one before that actually, to sign up Charlie Taylor on a new contract, because apparently he asks to leave quite soon. So we'll try and get him on a 3-year deal so he doesn't leave on a pre-contract agreement or anything like that. We'll go with a 20 grand a week, and I think crucial first team player would not be over the top, to be honest. I think that'll be about right for him. Hopefully he agrees to that. We won't go with the clean sheet bonus. We'll just wait and see what he says to that. And we're also going to offer Hernandez a new contract if we can. He only wants an extra grand a week on a 1-year extension. I'm going to try and get him on a 2-year extension though if we can, just again to make sure we've got that security in him staying at the club for us. We'll go crucial first team player, give him all the bonuses and everything like that. Cooper, not too sure what to do about him just yet. I think I'll leave that one up to you guys in the comments below. Same with Alex Mowat as well. Don't know how much of a future they have in the long term. Obviously, 11 months left. It still gives us until next summer, although they could leave on a pre-contract agreement in the January transfer window. Rob Green, I can't see having much of a future. I think he'll just wait until that contract runs out, unless he obviously gets bought or something like that. Who knows? So I think we'll just go with those 2 for now. We'll sim ahead, see whether we get any more bids in or anything like that. I can't see us getting too many more bids in, because really we've not got any players transfer listed. So we'll wait and see. Matty James actually came back and declined the contract offer that I gave him. So that's okay for us because we've obviously signed a new midfielder now. We won't go ahead and do anything with those 3 transfers though, because you never know, something could pop up in transfer deadline day that maybe we weren't expecting. It seems like Derby County are going to beat us to the signing of Dan Gosling. Obviously, we decided not to go ahead with that one in the end, but it seems like they're going to sign for 2.6. We were going to get him for 2.2, so they look a little bit stupid now, don't they? But yeah, it looks like they're going to get him. Sadly, we won't be able to sign Dan Gosling. Maybe when we get in the future, or next season if we don't get promoted, or if we do get promoted maybe even as well, to add to the squad depth. Man City have signed Ayora, and that's a big signing, just over 32 million there, 32.5. So yeah, we'll wait and see whether there's any more big signings. Lukaku's gone to Man U, Eriksen's gone to Liverpool there as well. Lacazette's gone to Man U, some huge signings, but I don't think we'll have any more transfer activity from us. So that is everything for transfer deadline day. We'll now move on to a youth squad monthly report and see how some of our youngsters are getting on in the youth academy. We've got a few Swedish players, I think English as well, English and Scottish I think is what we have. So Lindstrom to begin with actually looks okay. We'll certainly keep him in there. Martinson, a centre-back that we've been keeping hold of, Swedish centre-back. We've got a few of those in here actually, but this one doesn't look quite as good. is Anderson. This is the guy that should hopefully be the partner of Janssen at some point. We obviously need to sign Janssen in the summer because he's only here on a loan, worth 6 million, so we're going to have a lot of money next summer, hopefully, to try and sign Janssen up on a permanent deal. We've also got Jonsson as well, a striker. He could be one that's got good potential, 70 or to 92. We've got Logan Murray in there as well. He actually looks okay, good potential. McDonald also looks good. Johnston. McNeil, not so good, but we'll leave him in there. We never know, he could be someone that looks quite good at right back, potentially. He does still have a potential of maximum 76, which I suppose if that's the best you can be, it's not fantastic. So we will actually release him, thinking about it. We've got Isaac Rose as well, he looks decent. Henry Edwards, we've got some good other players as well. Will Alexander, none of which though I'll be promoting just yet. I think we'll leave them for now. We don't want to promote them too soon. Oh, here we go. Some good news, some bad news for us. First of all, we've got the scout reports back on Dan Gosling, both of which I think will be 72 as I expected. We can get to see the stats now. The short passing, everything like that was as expected. Pablo Hernandez has accepted. That's great news. He signed a new 2-year extension, so he's got just under 3 years left now. But about that new contract, I'm going to turn down that contract extension you offered. I appreciate it, but I think I need a change in my career, so I'm going to move on at the end of this contract. Okay, so that's big news for us. Charlie Taylor wants to move on. He wants to leave. Disappointing, obviously, to find that out. But maybe it was going to happen inevitably, I think, at some point during this career mode with him. He's probably one that we expected to leave at some stage, I'd imagine. He's probably a player we can stop training now and give that space to somebody else. So we'll change around the player drills and see who I'll go with this week. So there we go. These are the 5 players I've gone with. I've gone with Barrow in there and Alex Mowat as well. The reason why I've gone with Barrow is obviously because we've got him permanently. We're going to have to try and get him even better if we can. So we'll do that by training him up. We've got Peacock Farrell going up to 66 overall. The Vieira actually goes up to 64 overall. Do need to try and use Vieira a little bit more. I'm just going to try and get his stamina up a bit because he's struggling sometimes after matches to recover properly. So I'll wait and see how he does, and we can maybe get him into the starting 11 more often. We've actually got some monthly scouting updates to take a look at now, and we've got a scout report back on Daniel Johnson, 69 overall as expected, very fast. I mean, it would have been nice to have him in there, but I've decided with the player I've gone with now, and I think I'm pretty happy with that. So we will reject the first player, another one to reject, potential-wise not great. London doesn't look too bad, so we'll sign him up. Carlson, we will reject. On to the Scottish players now. Patrick actually looks quite good, same with Riley afterwards, and Angus as well. Nearly all 4 of them looking decent. Sadly, not the last one. Can we have some good English players for once? We've not had that very often so far, and that's going to continue until Charles Cooper comes in. Looks good. Sean Bell not interested. Owen Lee looks alright, so we'll sign him up and see how he gets on over the next few months. Okay, so look what's happened to the league table. Now that we're playing on Sunday, all the other teams obviously played. So we're currently 8th in the league now. We've dropped down from 3rd to 8th. Which is obviously makes it look pretty bad, but we do still have a game in hand over everyone. So if we win, we go back up to 3rd basically, and that I think means that maybe we're starting to catch Villa and Newcastle up. They might have actually won themselves thinking about it, so maybe we will stay just the 1 point and 3 points behind Newcastle. So we'll crack on with the game though against Huddersfield. Originally I was going to sim it, but I think I'll play this one and I'll sim the next game against Blackburn, which is a home match. And then we've got, I think, Liverpool in the Cup, but that'll be next episode, because the game after that is another league game, I think. But yeah, like I said, we've got Liverpool in the Cup draw, after getting through past, I think it was Huddersfield in the last episode, or the episode before that. So we've got Liverpool, huge game, when it eventually happens in the next episode. But we've got to focus on this one to begin with. We'll change around the team, and I'll be back once I've done that. Okay, this is the team I've gone with. Green starts in goal, Eiling, Bartley and Janssen, playing as the right back, and obviously centre-backs. Taylor will play at left back. Got to try and still get him in the team, really, because even though he wants to leave at the end of his contract, I think we've got to still play him, because obviously Denton's the other option. Smith makes his debut again alongside Bridcut in midfield. Saka will start on the left instead of Dallas. Well, there was one suggestion in the last episode to bench Dallas, so I'll do that for now, see how Saka gets on the left-hand side. Barrow will start on the right, although actually I think it'll make more sense to swap those two round, because Barrow can actually play on the left. I don't think Saka can. So we'll have Hernandez in behind Antonsen, who have decided to play purely because we've not played him in a little while now, and I think it's quite good. to get in a couple of games. Sometimes Roof and Fletcher on the bench, both in good form, but I thought I'd give Antonsen a go for this match. O'Kane, Diego Garrett, Dallas, all on there, and we'll see how we get on against Huddersfield. So this was the game that I went to, that I made the video on, showing the videos and the pictures of the game, Leeds versus Huddersfield. We obviously lost that game in real life, 1-0 sadly, but it was a really, really poor performance from Leeds. Hopefully we can play better in this game today, hopefully try and get the 3 points, but yeah, we're just going to have to try and forget about the performance that I saw in real life. Antonsen onto Sacco. Going to look to cut inside here. Sacco doesn't have too much height in the middle. Sacco to shoot is actually a much better shot than we've seen before on his left foot there as well. Good save and out for a corner. Pablo Hernandez to deliver it. It's a good ball into Janssen, connects well and deflects onto a Huddersfield player. Sacco going to look to cross, but yeah, not great. Corey Smith doing much better now, actually. I haven't seen much of him so far this game, but in the last few minutes he's been winning back the ball, and decent shot there, just sadly wide. That is it for the first time. Still drawing the game 0-0. Not loads of chances really to show you, just 1 or 2 here and there, but nothing particularly clear-cut for us. As you can see, possession-wise, Huddersfield have dominated. We have been struggling to win it back at times, and when we have won it back, I think the main issue has been not being able to keep it. So we need to definitely improve in the second half, but I still think we've got a goal in us. We might have to make some changes though for that to happen. Got to go for it a little bit now. We're going to bring on Roof and Fletcher. We'll take off Hernandez and Sacco. Again, I think I need to work on Hernandez's stamina in particular. He's struggling to get through a game. You can really tell the difference between the first and second half with him. So Roof will move on to the right. Fletcher will go up front, and we'll see how that goes. Under 30 minutes left, about 25 minutes to go. We'll make the third change probably at some point if we need it. We'll have to wait and see if those 2 changes can make a difference to begin with. Antonsen onto Fletcher. Oh, now onto Smith. Smith, oh, through, just couldn't quite score. We needed that chance. Good run from him though, getting forward much better in this half. Barrow with a good ball in. Janssen, oh, it's in. I'm pretty sure it's Janssen with the header. Exactly what we needed. He scores for us. Fantastic from him. And he does look really good from set pieces, Janssen, to be fair to him. And he has leapt. Not really been marked there at all, to be honest. But a great leap in the air. Loops over the defender on the line as well. Couldn't ask for more because it goes in. Fantastic stuff, 1-0. Roof looking for more now. Bridcut going to hold this one up a little bit. Can we introduce Roof again? It's great play. Roof couldn't quite get a shot away, but it's a penalty. Don't know about that one, but we'll take it, obviously. Is it going to be a card as well? Maybe not, but yeah, bit of a strange decision, that one. Does he get tripped up? Is he going for the shot? I don't know, I think that's a little bit harsh, that penalty. Oh, Barrow, is he the best penalty taker we've got? Antonsen, Bridcut, might have to be Antonsen, I think, here. I don't know who takes penalties. Oh, it's Chris Wood, actually, isn't it, in real life? He's obviously injured, so we'll get Antonsen to step up. He's made it 2-0. And a fantastic finish from him. We've really secured the game over the last sort of 5 or 10 minutes, really, just since the subs have come on. And yeah, we're winning the match 2-0 now. Final change for us. Dallas will come on and we will take off Barrow, who's starting to get a little bit tired for us. There's about 13 minutes to go, so it's literally just one of those sort of changes to give other people a bit of a game. Roof going to try and use his pace now to get past the Huddersfield defenders. Still going to look to cut it back. Oh my god, he's played it right across the box to Fletcher. Can he get it onto Antonsen? 3-0. Wow. I mean, that is suicidal defending, isn't it, really? Straight in, back into the box from the defender. And we managed to capitalise on it brilliantly. Fantastic stuff from Fletcher onto Antonsen, as you saw, and volleyed into the bottom left-hand corner. 3-0, complete domination, smashed them in the end. This second half has been very, very good for us. Well, I say that, but it's mainly been the last 20 minutes, to be honest, since the subs have come on. But yeah, there Fletcher is, just causing him a bit of hassle in the box. What a finish that is from Antonsen. Huddersfield on the attack now. It's a brilliant bit of weaving in and out, but it's a good save in the end from Rob Green. Back into the box. Not good enough defending as that. Straight from kickoff virtually. Huddersfield making sure that we don't get the clean sheet, sadly. Poor defending, and yeah, it's 3-1. That's it, we've won the game 3-1. Very disappointed about that last goal. I don't really like conceding, especially not when you're a minute or less than a minute away from winning the game 3-0 and getting the clean sheet. to concede like that so late on, to lose the clean sheet. It's very frustrating. But we've got the 3 points. That's the main thing that we wanted really from that game, to make sure we kept up with Newcastle, Aston Villa, put the pressure on them. And we'll see what the next game is. I think it's Blackburn though. We'll probably sim that one with it being a home game and probably a winnable match. Okay, so we'll go with these 5-player drills to begin with before we get on to the next game. I was going to put Pablo Hernandez in there instead of Alex Mowat, but it didn't really make too much sense because I was trying to train up his stamina and it really wasn't going to go up that much, to be honest, this week. Whereas I could train up Alex Mowat, and we've just got his dribbling up, I think it was there. Peacock Farrell getting very close to 67 as well. Maybe he'll be my second choice keeper by next season, who knows. I hope he is obviously going to challenge Rob Green, maybe even my starting keeper. I really don't know what could happen over the rest of this season, because we're only a month or two in. We're not that far in at all. We've got some emails here. Janssen saying thanks, boss. Eiling saying thank you as well. Feeling is in good form from that last game. Okay, this is the team I've gone with for the game against Blackburn. It's had to be rotated because we've got a lot of players tired. I think it was 2 or 3 days later, this match. So we've got Green in goal, Coyle, Bartley and Cooper start at centre-back, Barati starts at left-back, O'Kane and Diane Grigara at centre-mid. With Dallas on the left, Roof on the right, Alex Moore in behind Fletcher, leaving us with that sort of bench. Quite a depleted team, their energy is very low, but Matt Grimes gets on there for this game. He might well make an appearance, but it's obviously sim, so I have no control over that. We'll have to wait and see. So yeah, we'll sim it. Hopefully win. It's a little bit risky doing that with a rotated side like this. Blackburn have lost, drawn and won in the last 3 games. So mixed results. They've got a defender playing in midfield as well by the looks of it there. Winning against Burton Albion, drawing to Fulham and losing to QPR. So mixed of results. Hopefully we can get something from this. Hopefully the 3 points with us being at home. But we are, okay, 18 minutes in and Bartley gets sent off straight red. So that's not going to help us, and there's not been a reshuffle because, yeah. They've not had a sub. And to make it worse, they've scored. So we're losing the game 1-0, got a red card, and Emnes has come on. It's now 2-0. This is really not going well, is it? Bridcut comes on, 15 minutes to go. We've lost this game, haven't we? Disappointing. Bridcut got one back, though, with 5 minutes to go off the bench, but not enough to get us a draw or anything like that. Yeah, it looks like the sending off of Carl Bartley was the game changer there. That leaves us lingering in 7th. You can see how losing one match really does change things for us massively. We were 3rd and now down to 7th. Huge, huge change. Another 3 points dropped. We could be far down as 14th. I mean, it really is like that in the Championship. You can go up so quickly. You can also go down so quickly as well. But I think also we've seen Newcastle lose their game, and I'm pretty sure is that Villa drawing their match. So if we'd won that game, we would have really gone up there. And I think that would have put us, what, top or joint top? In fact, we've gone 2nd, I think, on goal difference. So, yeah, that's disappointing. We've lost to Blackburn, and I'm sure we'll be able to regain the points, though, over the season if we can. But, yeah, very disappointing. We lose Carl Bartley, obviously, for the next game as well. Maybe even next 2 matches. I can't remember how that works. Okay, so we've got Chris Wood returning from injury. That's fantastic news. He won't get into the game against Cardiff, sadly. He might well make it back for Liverpool, but that's, again, cutting it quite fine. It's not too many days away now, that game against Liverpool. So maybe he'll play the next game after that. So he'll certainly feature, I think, in the next episode. But other than that, I don't think he'll appear for the rest of this one. Carl Bartley has picked up a 1-match suspension. He'll miss the game against Cardiff. Charlie Taylor's come back to us about leaving the club. He said, even though I've told you I see my future elsewhere, I want to know that I won't let performances suffer for the club. So yeah, I think he's going to have to be sold in January. I think it's as simple as that. I don't want him to obviously go for a free. I don't think that's a good idea for us. We're going to have to start looking at left backs that we can try and sign. And I'll continue to do that, I think, over the next few months. Just a quick note, I didn't realise we actually got Liam Gallagher as one of our scouts. Good to see that he's taking some interest in Leeds, by the looks of it. So I think this was one that Leeds were linked with during the summer, I'm pretty sure. Rico Henry, I'm pretty sure that he's actually very fast as well, as you can see from those initial stats that it gives you on the right-hand side. So we'll certainly scout him, add him to the short list. We'll maybe even inquire about him at some stage, but for now I think we'll just continue to scout him. So we need to find some young left-backs that look quite good, and they've got some potential in them as well, because obviously losing Charlie Taylor will be quite big for us. So we need to make sure that the player that we pick is a good one. So if you have any suggestions for Championship left-backs, let me know. Obviously if there's any from the Premier League that you would feel fit in obviously dropping down into the Championship, let me know as well in the comments below. We've got a little bit of time though to decide on one and pick one out if we can. AD White there, former Leeds player, Didn't realise he was still quite young, isn't he? Didn't realise he was at Barnsley as well. But yeah, I can't see too many in the Championship. There's one or two, obviously, that we've just scouted. I don't think there's loads that jump out. In terms of the Premier League, we'll take a look at that as well, I think, in this episode, just to give me a couple of ideas about potential left-backs. But to be honest, I can't see me being able to sign too many of them. They'll be quite expensive, most of them. I do quite like Angelo. I think he's a very good player. Is he realistic, me signing him from Man City? I'm not too sure. Let me know your thoughts on that one in the comments below. I've used him before for Man City. I do quite like him in game. He's a good youngster. Ben Chilwell, Nathan Ake would be good signings as well. Again, though, not too convinced that they would be particularly realistic or willing to join us. We'll have to wait and see. Kingsley would be quite an interesting one from Swansea. I don't think he's that good in game, to be honest, or overall-wise, but he's one that I've heard of, certainly. That would be quite possibly a good one for us to look at. Schlupp would be nice. Might be an expensive wage. Matt Target would be quite a good young English talent to have in. Again, don't know how much Southampton will be willing to let him go for, or whether they will be willing to let him go at all. But yeah, not loads of options there. Some decent youngsters, but again, it's going to be down to you guys as to who I sign, similar to how I did, obviously, the midfielders. I think that'll be pretty much everything for the episode. I won't be playing this game against Cardiff now. We'll leave it until next episode. Cardiff, where are they in the league? Let's try and find out. Cardiff are towards the bottom end by the looks of it. Yeah, 18th in the league. They've got obviously a game in hand as well as us, and that will put them, if they were to win it, up onto 10 points. So 14th. If we were to win it, then we do actually still go up to sort of 4th place, which isn't too bad. So we'll be quite happy with that, I think. So that is everything for this episode. Thank you all so much for watching. If we could go ahead and hit 35 likes on this video, that'd be really appreciated. Also, if you haven't already, please go ahead and hit the subscribe button as well. That'd be absolutely fantastic. And yeah, I'll see you guys next time for another episode. Thanks for watching, and goodbye.